Hello everyone, I am Udaya, working as Assistant Professor in the Department of Agricultural Engineering, Sri Shanmuga College of Engineering and Technology. In this lecture video, we are going to discuss about the topic remote sensing platforms and sensors. As you can see in this image, platforms, it represents the vehicles which is used to carry the remote sensors. Okay, in this picture, we will be able to see some of the spaceborne platforms, airborne platforms, and ground-based platforms. We will discuss about each of these different types of platforms in detail. So, as I said, platforms are the vehicles or carriers for remote sensors. Typical platforms are satellite and aircraft, but they also include radio controlled airplanes, balloons, kites for low altitude remote sensing. And in recent days, drone is most popular, and ladder trucks or cherry pickers for ground investigations. In this table, there are different types of platforms are mentioned and their altitudes. Let us discuss about each platform and its altitude and the purpose of their observation in detail. Okay, geostationary satellite or the ones which are located at the long distance from the Earth's surface, almost 36,000 meter from the Earth's surface, 36,000 kilometer from the Earth's surface, and it is used for fixed point observation. Geostationary, the name geostationary represents it is stationary with respect to a particular position on the earth. Okay, since being located at such long distance, we can cover the entire earth surface with only three geostationary satellites. Okay, at three directions, from three different directions, three geostationary satellites can cover the entire Earth surface features. But it is stationary with respect to particular location. Okay, so also the movement of geostationary satellite is parallel to equator. The next type of satellite is circular orbit satellite. They are also called Earth observation satellites, which fly at the height 500 kilometer to 1000 kilometer, and it's used for regular observations. It's they are all sun synchronous satellite orbits. Example: Landsat, Spot, etc. And the next one is Space Shuttle, whose altitude ranges from 240 kilometer to 350 kilometer. It's used for irregular observation space experiments. And next one is a high altitude jet plane, which flies at 10 kilometer to 12 kilometer. It's used for reconnaissance survey and for wide area investigations. Jet planes are most popular. And the next about low or mid altitude plane. Its height ranges from 500 meter to 8,000 meter. It's used for various investigations and aero surveys. Helicopters, 100 meter to 2,000 meter, various investigations and aero surveys. Then hang plane, hang balloon, etc. It ranges from 50 to 800 meters, various investigations and aero surveys. Then coming to ground measurement cars, crane cars, cable, they are used for archaeological investigations, close range surveys, ground truth. Cherry pickers also a part of ground observations. Now let us discuss about the types of platforms used in remote sensing. First one is ground-based platforms. They are located very close to the ground. It's used to record detailed information about the surface, placed on ladders, scaffolding, tall buildings, and cherry picker, crane, etc. Its height ranges from up to 50 meters from the Earth, maximum distance. NASA aeronaut, DOE's arm, atmospheric radiation program. So they are all ground investigators. Next type of platform is airborne platforms. They're also called low altitude aerial remote sensing and high altitude aerial remote sensing. They are primarily stable using aircraft. Almost helicopters are occasionally used. They collect very detailed images and facilitate the collection of data. Airplanes, helicopters, high altitude aircrafts, and some balloons up to 50 kilometer. So examples are NOAA and NASA's research aircrafts. Some balloon-based missions and measurements are used in earlier days. The most common among that are radio sonde and Roy sonde. Radio sonde are used to measure pressure, temperature, and relative humidity in the upper air. And Roy sonde or the electronic instrument measures the wind velocity, pressure, temperature, and humidity. So some wind finding radar is used for measuring speed and direction of winds. The next type of platform is space-bound platforms. Here the sensors mounted on board a spacecraft orbiting the Earth. It's located at 100 kilometer to 36,000 kilometer. Rockets, satellites, and space shuttles are the most common examples. And then coming to the orbits are nothing but the path traced by the satellite. It's called orbit. There are three types: polar orbit, sun-synchronous orbit, and geosynchronous orbit. Polar orbits whose inclination is 90 degrees. Here the satellite moves over the poles, center of the Earth. There is north and south poles. They are generally medium or low orbit satellites. Orbit period is less than 90 to 103 minutes. More than one revolution can happen in a single day. NOAA, National Oceanic Atmospheric Administration, 17 and 18 are the most common form of polar orbit. The next thing is sun synchronous orbit. It's a special case of polar orbit. Satellite passes over the same part of the Earth at roughly same local time each day. These are used for satellites that need a constant amount of sunlight. It almost completes 14 orbits a day. The example for sun synchronous orbit or Landsat and Indian remote sensing satellite IRS. The third type is geosynchronous orbit. The time required for satellite to cover one resolution is same as that for the Earth to rotate once about its polar axis. They are high altitude satellites, 36,000 kilometer. It's parallel to equatorial plane and its inclination is 180 degree. From your point on the equator, satellite is stationary. It's generally communication and meteorological satellites or examples of geosynchronous orbit. The most common examples of geosynchronous orbit are INSAT, Meteosat, GOES, and GMS. Then coming to sensors are devices that measures and records electromagnetic energy. Passive sensors and active sensors. Passive sensors depend on electromagnetic radiation, that is sunlight, for its process. Active sensors generate and produce and use its own energy source. Okay, it's all weather technology. The main drawback of passive sensor is that we can do remote sensing only in the daytime, but with the help of active sensors, anytime remote sensing possible. So as you can see in this image, this picture depicts the types and satellites, types of satellites coming under passive and active remote sensing for non-scanning and scanning sensors. Monochrome, natural color, infrared, microwave radiometer, gravimeter, Fourier spectrometer. So these sensors having its own purpose. Let us discuss about these types of sensor in detail in the next video. Okay, I hope this video would be useful for you in learning of platforms and sensors. Okay, thank you for watching.